Find your purpose. I'm sure you have heard these words a million times. You probably heard it from counselors in school. You probably heard it from your mentors, your parents, whoever. And you have been struggling with this question that has been nagging you. What is your purpose? What are you put on this earth to do? Maybe you just graduated from high school, you're in college, you just graduated from college, you're out in the world and you are feeling lost. It's almost like you're a kite float through the atmosphere without a string. What's up, it's Gene, your coach, your motivated impact storyteller. This is Genius Motivation, and I'm here to help you to take responsibility for your greatness. You see, part of taking responsibility for your greatness is you have to find your purpose. And one thing that I discovered in my own life is that if you want to find your purpose, you must find your gift. You see, a lot of us, we have gifts that are dormant inside of us that we don't even know even exist. And part of the reason you're so frustrated, part of the reason you cannot find your purpose is because you do not know your gift. I remember when I graduated from college and I was going out, using my college degree. I was working in the wellness industry. I got to the point on that job that I knew I was not living with a purpose. You see, I was very frustrated. I was lost and I was feeling trapped. And I kept saying to myself, Gene, there's something greater for you on this earth, but I had no idea what it was. And I felt like many of you guys, I was like, I don't want to be stuck here in this cubicle for the rest of my life. Or you don't want to be stuck on a job that you don't like, or a circumstance or situation. And just like you, I was trying to find a way out, but I know in order for me to find something that would give me fulfillment, I had to discover my purpose. So what I decided to do is I tried to find things that I thought would give me fulfillment. And I applied for a management position because I said to myself, you know what? If I made more money, if I got more responsibility, that would give me more purpose, right? So I applied for this management position. I was so excited. I knew that this was going to be the thing for me. But I did not get that management job. And I was right back to ground zero. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I remember going to one of my executives and I said, I really want this job. I want to be a manager. I want a sense of fulfillment. And she said, Gene, part of the reason you did not get the management job is you have to work on your communication skills. This job requires the individual to engage in public speaking. Now I was terrified of public speaking. I'm gonna just be straight up with you guys. I was like saying to myself, oh no, I'm kind of glad I didn't get that management position because I don't want to do any public speaking. I am so afraid of it. But then I thought to myself, I say, Gene, you know what? Is public speaking gonna keep you from your purpose? You really want to be a manager. You want a sense of fulfillment. You need to take this challenge on so you can get that management position. So I decided to join a speech club, right? I joined the speech club. I was terrified. I walked in there. I really didn't want to be there. And I remember my first day in there, this guy named Earl, he said to me, hey man, I can tell you're nervous. You don't have to give a speech right now. But if you join us, we would like for you to give us like a 5-minute icebreaker. It could be 1 minute, but tell us a little bit about yourself. So I decided the following week to stand up and give my icebreaker. I stood up in front of them. I told them where I was from. I told them the hobbies I like to do. And as I was up there speaking, telling my story, I noticed that everybody in that small little group was staring at me. And I felt like, wow, I must be saying something wrong. Maybe I look bad. Maybe my words are not good. But when I finished the speech, one of the members in there said, Gene, I thought you said that you haven't given the speech since you was in college or something like that. I said, I haven't. She said, do you know you just stood in front of us and did all the 10 skills in our beginning manual in your first speech? I was like, oh, for real? She said, I think you have a talent for this. I think you have a God-given talent for this. You are gifted at this. Now I left that speech club and I thought to myself, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. But then I was like, you know what? What if I am gifted at this? Because one thing I did notice when I was standing up there and I was speaking, I felt this warm sensation in my body. I felt like it was magical. I felt like I was supposed to be doing that. So I decided to go back and give another speech the following week, right? Because I want to find out, was this a fluke? Am I gifted at this or not? So I gave the speech and I had the same result. And next thing I knew, I was giving speeches and speech competitions and winning. And it was that moment I knew I had found my gift. See, your gift is something that you do naturally. You do it with the least amount of effort. And you probably see glimpses of your gift right now. You probably have something about you that others notice, or you have been doing very easily that other people struggle with. And you have been undermining it because you don't realize that is your gift. So the first thing you have to do is to find your gift. If you want to find your purpose, you must find your gift. Now, the second thing you have to do once you find your gift is you have to develop your gift. It's a great thing to find your gift, but if you don't put the work in to develop that gift, it doesn't matter. So that's what I decided to do. I say, man, I am gifted at storytelling. I am gifted at public speaking. So I joined 5 other clubs. I had 6 speech clubs, and I was giving about 5 to 6, sometimes almost 10 speeches a week at these clubs. They were some little 5-minute speeches, but I was enjoying them. And the more I gave these speeches, the more I started to feel a sense of purpose. The more I started to develop confidence. I had fulfillment. It got to the point I was using my vacation time at work just to go give speeches. You see, when you discover your gift, you will use that gift all the time. You will do whatever it takes to develop that gift because it will give you a sense of fulfillment. So as I kept, giving these speeches, I started developing confidence. Then I met a professional speaker that invited me to a speech organization for professional speakers because he told me, I believe you can get paid at doing what you do. You are so motivating. I've never seen nobody give so many stories in consecutive order and can inspire so many people. So I went to this professional speech organization. Then I discovered there were other people who were storytellers. There were other people who were speakers. There were other people who was a title called motivational speaker. And then I said, you know what? Just the thought of that, being a motivational speaker, it just gave me a sense of purpose, motivating people to go after their goals and dreams. And it was that moment that I discovered my purpose of becoming a motivational speaker. You see, when you find your gift and you work at developing that gift, you will eventually link that gift to your purpose. You see, a lot of you all right now, you are so frustrated because you're trying to find your purpose when you need to be trying to find your gift so that can lead you towards your purpose. So when I had discovered my gift and I found my purpose of being a motivational speaker, then I started going out speaking in juvenile detention centers, speaking in high schools, speaking at colleges, motivating those youth, telling them that they was worthy to be great, helping them to take responsibility for their greatness. And see, you can do the same thing. You can find your purpose when you find your gift. So I want to encourage you to take the time out and self-assess, examine yourself, ask yourself, what is it that I do naturally with the least amount of effort that is more challenging to other people? Maybe you communicate with people on a high level. Maybe you're good at listening to people, and maybe you have a gift to be a counselor or therapist. Maybe you're an individual, you can write rhymes. Maybe your gift will lead you to being a rapper, or you can be an actor, whatever it is. But if you discover your gift, you will discover your purpose in time. So go out there and find your gift so you can find your purpose, because you are worthy to be great.